Hey everybody, how are you? Gosh, amazing light coming in here. Sorry, let me try to fix that. I'm actually in my kitchen and I always have this huge big bank of West walls which make everything bright. But just to let you know, I'm continuing on with my this for that, which means just something you can do 2 or 3% in your diet to make a big difference in your overall health. So many of you know that I do a lot of dairy-free recipes. Dairy happens to be one of the top 10 allergens. It's a pro-inflammatory food for everyone, not just for the people who have a sensitivity for it. Oftentimes people get confused with lactose intolerant. Lactose is just sugar. So if you're trying to avoid sugar, then it'd be another reason to avoid dairy. But anyway, my this for that today is actually going to be dairy as we're talking about it. So I actually love to make these stuffed peppers. I'm going to show you what look at. So we have those big bag of peppers. We cut them in half. I stuff them with cream cheese. We put jalapeno, bacon bits, garlic, cayenne red pepper. You can kind of do whatever you want in those. We are having guests today, so I will make half with dairy and half without. But my this for that is actually using Daiya cream cheese. People ask me about this all the time. D-I-A-Y-A. It is dairy-free. It is vegan. Versus using Philadelphia cream cheese. I actually did a lot of our keto bread and I actually made my cheesecake out of the Daiya. It turned out fantastic. You would never know unless somebody pointed it out. The other thing I like to get is this kite heel, which is almond cheese. So what I generally challenge people to do, like, I don't want to cut out dairy. Yes, you can still have the grass-fed butter and you can have ghee. For some reason, it doesn't make the same inflammatory markers as it does in your body. But my this for that today is actually going to be dairy-free, stuffing my peppers, putting again, just things like garlic salt. My family loves butt rub. It's also a gluten-free, sugar-free rub. Gonna put some bacon bits in there. But if you think you may have a dairy sensitivity, then I would say ditch the dairy for about 10 days. So just totally cut it out. Yogurts, kefirs if they're dairy-based, cheeses, but you can still have butter and ghee, milk, things like that. Cut it out for 10 days and then have a big bowl of cottage cheese, a big bowl of yogurt, or just a hunk of cheese, and then see if you end up getting some gas, some bloating, or maybe just start to feel a lot of stiffness. That's the first sign I really feel. If I get into dairy, the next morning my fingers are swollen, my knees actually get red and hot. I've known about my dairy sensitivity since I was a little girl. I knew I didn't like the taste of it, but also know that what it does in my body. So I have had the blood test done, the IgG, the IgA. I am positive for dairy, but I don't have to have the blood test. If in doubt, keep it out is always a slogan. What happens is our body digestion system matures, right? Babies are supposed to drink milk. They have no teeth. As we get our 5-year-old molars, our 10-year-old molars, our 15-year-old molars, we're supposed to meant to chew steak and vegetables, rooted things like that. You definitely would not give a baby. But my simple this for that again is I'm going to use dairy cheese and some almond cheese. And I probably don't tell anybody. I've got friends here from college. I'm probably going to tell them what the difference is and see if they taste the difference. But this is a great brand as well. I know I don't have my camera backwards. It is simply, it doesn't have any extra sugar in it, but just almond cheese, which is a great option. And then again, instead of using the Philadelphia, I'm going to use the Daiya cream cheese and put some nice little herbs in there and do a super quick this for that. So what happens is once you start getting a sensitivity, whether it's gluten, whether it's egg, whether it's dairy, when you start getting symptoms, there's already 60% damage to the epithelial lining. I'm going to go back to the question I get all the time, but dairy is on the ketogenic diet. It absolutely is, but the dairy that most of us buy today is in a pretty pink, blue, red wrapper, things like that, and we've actually, just like we've done to bread, we've bleached it, we've enriched it, we've homogenized, we've done lots of things to it, but oftentimes people can actually tolerate raw goat's milk because raw goat's milk actually has 23 of the same enzymes that human breast milk has, and then also know that sheep sometimes is much better tolerated by our gut system, but know that as we age, after the age of 7, there's really no need to drink milk. There's more calcium in a red bell pepper or a cup of spinach than there is actually in a cup of milk. True story, especially if you have a polydisaccharide deficiency, which most of us do, which means we can't break down the casein or the whey in dairy. I was also at a seminar a few weeks ago, and there were some amazing studies done by some PhD researchers showing that even adding whey protein will actually cause your glycemic index to rise. So whether you're trying to watch your blood sugar, because just an allergy will spike your blood sugar, it'll spike your cortisol, it can cause hormone disruption. So if in doubt, keep it out, ditch the dairy for 10 days, let me know how it goes. If you have another ditch the dairy hack, let me know what you're using instead of a dairy substitute. But absolutely, I'm gonna grab it here. I have found that 100% of my patients over 20 years, and we do allergy testing all the time in our office, stool and blood. We don't do the scratch test because if I were to scratch myself with this knife, I'd turn red and welt, things like that. So Kerrygold butter, ghee, grass-fed butter, all that seems to be pretty well tolerated with people with whether a lactose, which is just a sugar in milk, or a whey or casein, which is a 2 protein in milk. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Let me know what your this for that was. I want to try to do 2 or 3 of these every single week, but I'm definitely looking for more that you can share with me. Tomorrow, set your clock. I'm going to go through 10 different ways to use your leftover turkey, because I'm getting a lot of those questions. Well, what do you do with the turkey? Well, I've already made my bone broth. I should have taken a picture, but it's actually in the bowl here. So that's one thing you can do to recycle the carcass and the bones and the cartilage and get all those amazing nutrients in there. But again, let me know I'll go back. Ditch the dairy. Let me know what you're doing, your this for that. Let me know if you've got another creative this for that. So tomorrow will be about recycling your turkey. Also going to do a couple condiments this for that, because there's a lot of hidden sugar and ketchups and barbecue sauces, which are super easy to use this time of year to cover up all the leftovers. So you guys have a great day. Enjoy that. And I am going to get back to stuffing my beautiful peppers. We've got the smoker on today. So once I stuff them, I will actually just put them on the smoker. I think the smoker is about 250 degrees for maybe 30 or 40 minutes. Otherwise, you can bake them in the oven about 450 for about 8 to 10 minutes, just till it starts to caramelize. And again, honestly, switch it out. Switch the Daiya cheese for some cream cheese and see if you can notice, because again, what I have found, it cooks amazing. It cooks consistently with the other types of cream cheeses that you buy. And again, if you think you have a dairy sensitivity or allergy, just ditch it for 10 days and then see how you feel. So this is Dr. Heather saying have an amazing day. I'll be seeing you tomorrow with our turkey makeovers. Have a great day, guys.